think some of the standard topics in microeconomics have really great applications in the sports industry, and one good example of that, I think, is just understanding demand conditions that are faced by professional sports teams or college sports teams. So economics has a lot to say, and it can be very useful, I think, to managers, executives within sports businesses, just understanding what is driving demand. Microeconomics gives managers at least a framework to understand and to analyze conditions here. So what are the key factors here that are truly driving fan behavior? Can we understand those? How do we think about those? How do we organize our data perhaps on those conditions? So I think if you think about the data that is now available, all the information that sports organizations now have available to them, that can be put to great use. But you need a framework to do that. And I think economics provides that nice framework to understand to what extent do economic conditions matter to an organization, whether they're playing in a new stadium, who's on the team, what their winning percentage has been, who opponents are. All of those factors, I think, can play a key role in understanding conditions. The sports industry is very sophisticated in terms of pricing strategies. So you just don't have a simple product being sold here for a set price. You have a lot of packages that are presented to fans, the season passes, the half-season passes, and all of these packages, and they require some sophisticated thinking about how to assemble those packages and how to price them. So economics, again, gives you a framework for doing that. Offering discounts to certain groups, be they military or seniors or students or whoever, requires some analysis and some thought going into developing those packages. Often we have pricing that comes in multiple stages. So you have personal seat licenses that are required perhaps to have the privilege of purchasing season passes. So how you go about thinking about that pricing component and how it fits together with your overall strategy, I think is quite interesting, and there's just a lot of fascinating pricing questions that come up here in the sports business, and I think economics really helps managers and executives think about those strategies and puts them in a framework where they can make the right decisions. I think prospective students can prepare by doing some of the obvious. They can prepare academically, so ensuring that they have good grades in their undergrad program and being prepared to sit for the entrance exams. Those sorts of things are important, I think. But I would say for prospective students here, something that they really need to do is to think about their career path. So it's a general recommendation, not necessarily just for sports programs, but any sort of graduate degree. So I think here, any student or anyone who is thinking about going into a graduate program needs to sort of sit down and say, here's where I am in my career. I have this training, I have this undergrad degree in this area here, and I am in this job. But here's where I want to go. Here's where I see myself 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And they need to be able to articulate how they go from where they are right now to where they want to be in 5 to 10 years. And they need to go out and find a program that gets them from here to there. That's really key. I think for students that are in the program, in a graduate program, our program in sports business management, I think the key recommendation is to make the most of the experience they can possibly do. That involves being totally involved with the program in all aspects. So certainly in the classes, being a good academic student, readings, doing the homework, being prepared for exams and presentations and reports and so forth, I think are all obvious steps that a student is going to take. But I think here it's very important to get the most out of to get the most out of the program. It's very important that you take advantage of the networking opportunities with the other students and the guest speakers. I think it is very important to take advantage of the opportunities to participate in all the events that are open to students here, because the networking opportunities are very good. A lot of learning experiences are available through those. I think the admissions committee looks at again the obvious factors of academic credentials, but I think in a cohort-based system here, what we also consider are the experiences that a prospective student would bring to the cohort. So in graduate education, it's very much about students learning from one another, not just from a professor. So it is always great to have students come into a cohort that have life experiences, not necessarily academic experiences, but professional experiences. So if we have students in the classroom who can talk about working on this or that project, then that benefits everybody else in the class. So